If you don't speak, then you won't get spoken to. People only see you when you up, then they notice you. Trying to be a legend, create lines is quotable. Only the real shall last, and I only know a few. People when they feelings always acting emotional. Ain't about a check, then it ain't negotiable. Gotta show respect to the people that's posting you. Soon to be on posters posted up like the older dudes.
Now we aging like fine wine, how we supposed to do. Peep the shade on the timelines, this time posted cool. Shit is black and white like photos from a disposable. Certain situations you ain't end up uncontrollable. All up in their head, I be so confused. I just brush it off, peep the shoulder moves. We all got the same 24, so it's no excuse. Switch it up, we could rap or produce. The things you can't have is forbidden fruit.
It seems like people love telling lies on me. They know that I'm the one, they got their eyes on me. They know I'm here to stay and I won't leave. We do this for the fans, for your eyes only. Just watch closely, bet they all gon' see. They don't fuck with us, but they still gon' pray. Don't talk to me, man, you gotta show me. If it ain't ISO, then it ain't in
In search isolation from all negativity. They tried over and over, but can't get rid of me. We gon' do our thing until infinity. Beware the industry, please stay in control of your dignity. Yo, people fidgety, that's why they can't sit with me. They all full of bigotry, puffing on their nicotine. Nigga, please never let another man belittle me or take away my liberty. Search for positivity.
It seems like people love telling lies on me. They know that I'm the one, they got their eyes on me. They know I'm here to stay and I won't leave. We do this for the fans, for your eyes only. Just watch closely, bet they all gon' see. They don't fuck with us, but they still gon' pray. Don't talk to me, man, you gotta show me. If it ain't ISO, then it ain't in days.
This is a very difficult position right now for Jonky, and
Beautiful.
That's gonna be I was going to say, it's kind of hard. You know, we have the spike being planted, not right outside. Good interruption there by their own breach. Teleporter used now as we see Rays come through to be back inside. Damn. Oh my God. Inside the tube spike right now. Allow really controlling this. Cloudburst comes down, making a one-way smoke here. Going to be very difficult for Apex people to push in. And
when they shed their skin.
Towers, which you would hear that coming anyways.
Sub, have good guns. But yeah, Zhonghai is just murderized.
Doable right now for Apex people.
It's doable.
Not a lot of time on the clock.
Oh, quickly, he's going to go through mid-teleporter now to get there as quickly as possible.
Go off, but it's a 2 versus 2. 2 versus 1, excuse me. The Rays can make this work. Oh my God. She can even fire in from window. Oh my God.
And another kill force.
Oh
boy. That was death right there.
Ending with class. NUTURN definitely going to be pleased with a result like that. And I guess the question... What's up, everybody? We're back. We're ready to go into game number 2. NUTURN really crushing face here. Apex people. I mean, there's some rounds they're taking. They're not terrible, but it does appear that NUTURN is bigger, better, faster, stronger.
Oh, certainly. They look really, really strong here. Destroying them, honestly, on Bind. Wasn't close. It didn't feel close at basically any moment. Like, after round 3, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, this is how this is going to go, and it didn't stop.
And we were talking before we went into the second, well, I guess the first break, but the second game is like, is this going to be helpful that they're on Ascent, or is this even worse for them? Because, you know, Ascent it's a great map, but it's more straightforward, right? And I worry that, you know, a team that already seems so well-rounded and so well-versed in just tactical shooters in general, like NUTURN, Apex people might have a hard time. Now, we don't know what agents they're going to select. It was interesting to see that NUTURN didn't go for like a Killjoy or a Cypher. Kind of went for the old school comp we have here on the right. You can see we've seen this composition more times than I can count.
Yeah, pretty much. But I guess the thing that interests me about it, because you're right, that it looks very common and very old. Like, there was a point in Korea where it was like Jet, Sova, Breach, Omen was like on every team, and then the 5th slot rotated a little bit. But, you know, I like that they've been switching around who's playing who. You know, Suggests no longer a Breach-only player, and Solo reaching out into Breach rather than like Killjoy picks, even on that map. So, yeah, it's kind of a very fresh to see it in that regard, at least, I guess. Ascent, I think, will have probably a slightly different composition, wouldn't you think?
I would imagine. I do think Killjoy is a more realistic choice on a map like this.
Yeah, yeah. And Solo is a really good Killjoy, so we definitely could see that.
But, again, the real problem here is just that I don't know if there is anything that Apex people are actually better at NUTURN at in Valorant right now. I mean, NUTURN is one of the teams, kind of like Muyaho, where they look really good. We're trying to place exactly where they're going to be. But, you know, Apex people may, in fact, be the weakest link, excuse me, going into Masters. I mean, they don't look bad. That's why they're here now, but they don't look like they're the cream of the crop either.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that they look, to me personally, a little bit stronger than F4Q.
Okay.
But, I mean, I guess we can't really tell right this second. But
I mean,
it feels to me like they're probably about the 7th best team.
That absolutely could be the case. I mean, going into this, what could they have even done better on Bind, if you look at it? Their movement wasn't terrible, but
NUTURN just looked better. So it's hard to, I think, put that into words. It's like, oh, I don't know, shoot better and move their
click on their heads faster.
And, yeah, and hide in better spots and smoke better and flash better. And, like, you know, it's just they got outplayed, unfortunately.
Yeah, in every sense. It's a real morale blow there for sure. So now we're waiting to see, you know, how is Ascent going to be handled. It will be NUTURN on the offense again. NUTURN picking or getting attack. I shouldn't say picking. Getting the attacking side every time.
Yeah, NUTURN starting on the attack. Now, this is what's interesting to me. Do they have special tech that they want to not show for the defense?
Okay,
or,
I got a lot to say about this.
Okay.
Because this is something that is important if you're going to be a tournament champion, is what technique, strats, openers do you show if you're going to be navigating an entire tournament, if you're expecting to go deep and not just keep your head above water, not just try to tread water and get eliminated.
Yeah.
When you look at Apex people, I really believe that everything we're seeing is the absolute best that they've got.
Oh, for
Maybe
sure.
not in execution, but certainly in planning.
Yeah.
With NUTURN, I mean, these guys are in it to win it. So, yeah, I mean, they may have alternative comps, alternative initiations. We may just be scratching the surface, really. Apex people locking in Jet, Killjoy, Omen, Sova, and Breach. We only have the Sova lock-in here for NUTURN. Sova is almost always picked here in every region for Ascent.
Yeah, so they've just switched over Cypher for Killjoy, which makes sense. Killjoy seems to be much preferred on Ascent compared to Cypher.
Yeah.
And then over on the other side... Okay, Solo does go back to an agent that we've seen a lot from him in Killjoy. And, of course, they want to have a Breach on their team, so they throw Suggest back on Breach, which was his main hero for a very long time.
This is going to be a mirror matchup then here on Ascent.
That's correct, yes.
And so,
exactly the same.
You know, we've seen this actually a bit, this unit composition, and these unit comps, they do both allow to mute the Killjoy's ulti. Killjoy, of course, still has a lot to offer on defense and offense as well. And so let's do it. Our game has now loaded up. This is going to be on Ascent with NUTURN versus Apex people. NUTURN dominating on our first map on Bind. Let's see if Apex people can turn it around, because if not, NUTURN is moving on to the next phase of Valorant Masters Korea.
And here we go. NUTURN going to be attacking, sitting over in A lobby. Looks like we know exactly what they're going to be doing. And it's going to be against a single Killjoy, who obviously doesn't have as much tech because it is the very first pistol round. Everyone else is in B.
Her and her turret right now.
Yeah, she's going to have a hard time defending this, I tell you.
Yeah.
Zeus is scared right now, man.
Yeah.
Pops out and
immediately going to come in here. The spike is now being planted by the Sova. Traps are being laid as we're watching the other team scramble to come over here. Apex people need to get in here. They need to break in, get that defuse. It's not going to be easy in this pistol round. Everybody has their angles already set up.
It's super tough. Like, you know, you don't even have all of your abilities as of yet. So to break in here with your pistols, it's going to be tough. Perry waiting here on the side. Oh, I love it. As soon as the detection hits, right through the cloud.
Just perfect play here. Crushing through there. Only Suggest is getting killed, and only one other player even taking any damage. But they broke in, they did it, and it does seem like it was a bad judgment call to only have the Killjoy over there. It seems like for whatever reason, maybe in past games they studied, they expected a B-site attack to come in.
And, you know, sometimes you can take a risk like that if you feel your opposing team is better. Like, they probably need to get lucky to beat NUTURN. So why not 4-stack there? And if they're coming B, like, maybe you get 2 kills immediately and suddenly it's a 5 versus, you know. Oh, they're actually doing 3 stacking over here, Apex is on the defense.
This is a slower round here from NUTURN. 3 over at B, 2 over at A. The spike not in anybody's hands right now. They're trying to see how forward of a position they have here. Locky taking good advantage of that smoke there, getting the first kill onto Zeus.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Oh,
Wix with a big kill. Still around the corner, gets the kill. Wix doing a great job here.
Perry waiting here. It doesn't look like the Silva wants to peek just yet. This is a dangerous peek to take. I mean, you have almost no HP.
Yeah.
Perry gets the kill.
Well, I tell you,
out Spectres.
Wix already did his job here.
Yeah.
he did fantastically with that little crap
Okay,
pistol.
well, positionally now, A-site is naked. The doors are being closed. We have an Omen far, far away in a breach just up in, just in Garden right now. Spike is going to be planted. This is not going to be easy.
An aftershock coming through. I love the idea. Actually, Suggest did take a bit of damage too. Throws out his own aftershock. Fault line going down. Park Jong going over onto the rafters. Sound getting ready for that flank. Comes around the corner and gets Lakia.
This is huge. Apex people could actually take this, especially with Suggest having to cover 2 angles at once.
Whoa, that's big for Apex people. That's big, 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 big.
And you can see they're feeling that moment right there, right now. I mean, they're looking at this and saying, okay, that was not supposed to happen. We did it. We pulled it off, even after we were out-positioned.
Yeah, out-positioned and outgunned.
Yeah, and great for them. They've won that round, and we're not in a normal back and forth of a Valorant match. It's 1-1.
And that is, as the people who won the pistol round, you have to be feeling a little bit sad about that, no doubt.
Yeah. So on the defender's side, immediately Wick's going to get that Omen. Or Odin, excuse me. I'm still tripping me up.
Sound has the Omen. Wix has the Odin.
Thank you. So getting the Odin. Oh, no. Does he sell it back? Okay.
Oh.
I thought we were going to see that. I mean, we do see the Odin used quite a bit over at the B site, since that wall is such a good wall bang location.
Well, it looks like NUTURN wants to push into A anyways, so I guess it was probably better that he didn't get it. Going over to help. But they've slowed down now. Still in A main. It looks like they do want to push. They do have Solo out in the mid.
Crossfire setup is pretty good here. And honestly, this is about as good of a defensive position as you could want here. Now, they do get the Aldrin in there. They're going to see the Jet. Jet, of course, very good at relocating, though, after being spotted.
Taking a bit of damage right there.
And now just down to 2 players here. The Solo and Perry coming through. Great flank there from Solo. Is it's just going to be the Killjoy coming over here. This is a tough one.
Yeah, how is Zeus supposed to do this? Like, he has his alarm bot ready, and that's it. That's a hard thing to break through.
And I mean, if you go down through doors, you're going to have to let him know you're doing that, unless you want to hop back up. And there's only so much time on the clock. Making sure that he can't be hit from behind. Again, you can wall bang through the floorboards here. And so, I mean, it's completely worth it. You have enough clips. Already a damaged Killjoy is finished off there as NUTURN And what started out pretty even, I'm worried this is going to be the first of many wins from them. At least I'm worried for Apex people.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be tough.
What do you think about that ID, Apex people? Like we started with Apex, and they're like, what are we, Apex Predators? They're like, nah, we're people.
Well, they're trying to say that they're the top of humanity, and they're definitely amongst the top of humanity when you look at it objectively. I mean,
people
they're
like
top
us, we're just
team
scum.
in Korea. So that's like, well, definitely we're scum compared to them.
Yeah.
Because, well, the thing is, this is how I measure value, is how good you are at a video game.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's, well, you have your priorities straight. So
yeah, no, I know what's going on. Okay, so they have taken the orb. Backing up now, NUTURN. Looked like they were thinking about it, but they do have the spike over closer to A. Taking over the center. They have their turret there watching in the center as well. All right, they've picked it up. Lakia with the spike moving up towards A main. Have two sitting over in the mid cubby for Apex. Very quiet. Everyone is just tiptoeing around.
Look at the angles here that they've got. They can actually come in from A short if they want to. But A's is there for the taking. They're just going to have to watch out for the angle here from Breach. And they see that now. And if they identify that's the only person there, they're still going to be able to take the A site with ease, although it will be a quick few steps away here for Apex people to come in and try to take a bite.
Well, they are coming up now. They come through that door. All right, throws in a shock bolt. Beautiful hit right there from Lakia. Jumps down with the Sheriff, gets another kill on Sound before Zhonghai takes him down. 3 against 1 right now, just Wicks left over. Yeah, gonna be shot right through the floorboards.
Lakia is absolutely insane there.
Yeah.
The shock dart there, connecting, then getting the connection with the Sheriff onto the head of the next player. I mean, taking control of that. I did like the setup that we had there from Apex people, a concentration of sites set just outside of the A site so that they could try to come in there. And it's good to have this rotation of setup so that you're not too predictable. But, you know, NUTURN with the L drone, they saw it, they identified it, they got in there, and then one thing about NUTURN that I've noticed is after taking a site, whether it's A or B, they set up all their angles perfectly. There really is a lot of synergy there, and it's very hard to break into.
Now, they have an op here for Zhonghai. He is fantastic with it. He did great on it with it on Bind. Set up in that mid. I love his position. Look at that position he's taken. That's
Very
pretty
cool.
awesome. And in fact, when you think about where it gets smoked, that probably won't even get smoked, right? Okay, there you go. Takes down Lakia immediately.
All right, big play here. You know,
big advantage now for Apex.
Zhonghai with an op is really what is allowing the wins that can squeak into this series come out.
It really is.
And so, you know, maybe this is going to be the redemption arc here for Apex people where they can win this, but it's going to come down, I think, a lot to those op shots there from Zhonghai.
I definitely agree with you there. That's what we were seeing the last time, at least, on Bind. He was really the linchpin of their victories. All right, Sound getting the kill as he comes around. Another one as well onto Perry. Okay, Solo has a spike, though. He's way over here. That's kind of funny. He'll get the plant. Where's Suggest? Okay, Suggest is actually running down through A lobby. I think, is he going to go mid and wait for a kill? No, he's rotating all the way around. And we do not have the ulti ready here, so can't really stop that. So that's going to buy a bit of time. So at least he can get back here. Oh! Solo gets a kill. That's a big deal.
This is all up to Solo to kind of curb the progress that's coming forward here.
Suggest trying to come around. Throws down his Rolling Thunder.
I love it.
Dude, really?
Great. Oh my God, they're so good. Getting the kill over there.
That was ridiculous. Only Sound left over, and he has to run.
I cannot believe they actually clutched that.
That was amazing.
That was insane. I mean, the way they actually handled that, it looked like it should have been impossible. The lockdown set up there to buy the time. The way they had the crossfire, the Rolling Thunder that we saw to stun them, to not allow them to get into a good position to actually edge into the lower part of B.
It feels like their understanding of the game is so high. Like, for Solo to be over there, be like, all right, we're going to throw down the lockdown, right?
Yeah.
buys a certain amount of time because Breach is rotating the long way. I thought he was going to run into mid and try to catch someone rotating, like to go in through mid-market, but doesn't even do that. They're like, no. He has enough time to get back here. Then we use Rolling Thunder, and Solo pops up, and amazing to watch.
It was crazy. They got the right setups over there, and again, that was a round I thought Apex people were going to win, and it's rounds like that that are oftentimes an indicator of where this entire match is going.
Yeah.
It's not the pistol rounds where, you know, the save rounds they're going to run in there and all die and we go, wow, another win on the board, guys.
No, totally.
Looks like they took that round, gamers. No, I mean, it's really much more about moments like that where you're down. It's going to be a very difficult strategic situation. Time is not on your side. Position is not in your favor, but they did it.
Couple kills right there, suggesting Park Jong being traded. Oh man, yeah, that was sick though. That was quite a round. Oh, down goes Sound.
3 versus 3, a lot of individual fights going down. Killjoy is going to come back around to the side here while the Omen's going to TP back into Boathouse. Now, the Jet can actually, being so far out in A, not far from spawn. Okay, PB2, and I was going to say, could get some shots in the back because everybody scrambles to get over to B.
Yeah. Now just on 2. See what they can get done. Zhonghai is one of them. He's still having some good games here. Pretty low on health, unfortunately. Wix, they're going to meet up in the mid-market. Sets up that recon bolt. It's time to see what they can do. Can they make something happen? Cloudburst goes down. Oh, gets gunned down through it. That leaves just Wix. Exit frags, perhaps? Solo's going to kill him.
Solo looking to be the MVP here. So many key moments. Solo able to control the situation and never overextending his Solo, by the way.
Yeah, no, Solo's playing fantastically here. He and Suggest really doing great today for their team overall.
And we're now at the 7th round here. 5-1 here. Let's take a look at this moment. Now, I also want to point out that we had allow all the way back. They're getting the shot in the back. It's funny how positions can get set up in your favor when you see so many players in so many different spots, particularly on offense. But that was a great way to slip in there. We had the Jet in that area. Here, I'll park that thought for a second. We're actually having a push from the defenders over to this area, and I think this is something we did not expect to have here from Apex people, but it has not worked. It's backfired, and now we have 3 players rotating through their own spawns, scrambling to get onto the A side as the spike is planted.
Oh, throws on that aftershock. They actually get the kill there onto Solo. Doesn't get out of the way in time. Comes around, Park Jong taking some damage here, still up on those rafters. Allow way down in a main here. Get another kill.
Okay, it's a 1 versus 1. Zeus needs to get the defuse here. Shots fired through the box. The turret's gonna maybe be able to buy some time. Oh! The turret, if only it could defuse. Give the turret that little thermometer gun.
I know. Imagine you could just set your turret next to it.
It's what's on his foot too. It just goes down the box. It just kind of starts to defuse.
You don't even know it's defusing.
Imagine Killjoy had a bot that could just defuse for her.
Should.
Yeah.
She brags so much about all her little
Like,
mechanisms.
my gadgets are so amazing, but we killed them all. Like, you're just so quirky, Killjoy.
I know.
They're all dead? I've got more tests to run.
Oh, God.
We're going to go to round 8. NUTURN.
Oh, we got a Marshall here.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they went to the buy round thrift shop, and here's what they've got.
The buy round thrift shop.
All their coupons together.
The Salvation Gun store.
All right, Apex Sound here.
Okay, this looks like one of my games. People are in the middle killing each other with Marshalls. Okay, yeah, everyone get Marshalls and go mid. That's a great idea.
Apex Sound hanging back right now, and yeah, a very occupied middle here from NUTURN. I mean, NUTURN I like the setup. By the way, the spike is just vacant over here at B lobby.
Yeah.
But I guess they're not in any kind of real hurry here. I mean, in these save rounds, a lot of times it's Bucky's. You're just kind of waiting for the surprise peek around the corner. And I think what NUTURN's doing is intelligent. They're not going to go for it. They're going to ferret out these players that are ratting behind these corners.
Kind of interesting that Solo put the turret on top of the spike. Like, do you expect someone to come around there and like be like, oh, it's a spike, and then try to grab it, then remember
it's a new agent? Oh my God! Uh-oh, Zeus actually somehow created a blind spot for himself, going back and forth between there, where the Killjoy just gets in, and once again it's Solo just rocking the A site with a great setup, a great spike plant. And is this going to be a pregnable position now for Apex people?
Well, they're trying to come out through here. Locky, I love his position. I love it when they set up someone over here. It's just so hard to even break the... Oh, okay, well, Locky just gets a couple kills. Zhonghai come through with the Bucky, not gonna work. But I do love that. We've seen that a lot more at B site, right? Where someone's actually, from the planter, someone's sitting on B main, like just waiting for people to come through that hall in the back.
So now we're going to just get a quick recap here. I mean, good job eliminating the camper over at the A site, but really, I think when they came in there, and it was, if you guys remember, it was a funny moment. There was a Killjoy ready, but he like went behind a corner, and that's literally exactly the moment the other Killjoy came in at a weird angle. He popped out and was shot.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want to be wiggling too much.
No, certainly.
Sometimes, if you're going to lose your view, I mean, jiggle peeking's fine, but not if you're just going to give up a spot. Oh my God! I was going to say, if Zhonghai gets the right lineup there, you can end up killing 3 of those players. Then using that updraft to fire some of those knives through the vent.
That was a great move. Doesn't get it with the knives, but backs up with that op once again. Going to go towards the mid now, following that owl drone. Owl drone just kind of checking the path, making sure no one's there.
Okay, confirmation that mid is empty. Very withdrawn position right now for Apex people. They really are on the defense. I think they've realized perhaps they've been a bit too far forward here, and so a rotation back, hoping maybe to get some surprise hits, or maybe even make NUTURN eat up too much of their time with their peaks. I mean, they were very good at peaking in the last time. There is such an art to economizing the clock in every round. All right, lockdown. Da Silva doesn't have his ulti, right? So there's nothing you can do about this.
Does not have it.
And this is the example of a well-used Killjoy lockdown versus some of these other teams where they just counter each other's ultis and the game goes on.
Kind of funny, the spike way over here at A. Zeus up in those rafters. Looks like they're going to come around.
All right, now down to just Perry here, as you know, it's just what, 5 seconds left on the clock. I can't imagine there's any way to get the spike plant. He will be. This will be the first real loss here, I think, due to time. And I think we mentioned the positioning earlier, but it seems like it kind of worked out. Like, you know, they checked a lot of corners and realized, okay, where are they?
Yeah.
They're mostly in A heaven and spawn.
Yeah.
Just outside of B here. But, like, yeah, they spent a lot of time, a lot of utility. They didn't find anything, and then they just basically cooked the clock.
It felt like Zhonghai, you know, getting that early kill onto Allow, obviously very important. And then there was a lot of rotating with that op, and I think that NUTURN was being very, very careful about that.
Yeah.
But you know what? Zhonghai died. It looks like no one picked up the op, so we're going to have a judge this time. A very different gun. All right, they're going to try to rush here through A main. A lot of crossfire set up.
Oh, the jet play is insane. But this is a position it might be possible here for the defending side to actually hold.
Oh my God, Allow just massacring here with that Blade Storm. Wick's gonna throw the Owl Drone in, gets shot immediately by Suggest, who's very, very low at the moment.
They had an excellent job of that jet just diving in, and then the rest of the team spilling forward here. We don't have the spike planted yet, but the Killjoy is going to silently move up here. I think this much silence without a spike plant makes things a little bit confusing.
All right, there you go. There's the spike plant noise.
Yeah, they haven't done it yet, though.
Well, he actually baited both shock bolts.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
And
really
basically,
cool.
you're going to try to make them overextend, and that's what we saw there. Okay, so Zeus trying to inch in. Some shots fired through the floorboards.
Yeah, it doesn't quite get him. Put some more damage on him.
Just the Jet here. Not easy for Wix, though. He's got full HP. This isn't a great spot for the Jet to try to interfere either, though.
That's true.
What?
Oh, okay, that's...
Yeah.
Right? It's diffused, right?
The game's
Okay.
going to go on. All right. It felt like no sounds, no cues, no
Yeah.
movement there.
Okay.
He's like, yeah.
Guys,
Diffuse
I
that
don't know
spike.
who
I don't know.
won if the game doesn't tell me.
It's like more and more sounds go away until it's even just you talking, and then your mic turns off, and then it's just all the sound in this broadcast is lost.
the beginning of the universe. Or
Yeah.
the end.
So let's watch the least anticlimactic thing come here. Watch. So, like, he starts to diffuse, and he's like, a gentleman's game.
It's kind of meta, right? To
Jet was sitting there like, why are we killing each other? Why are we killing clones of each other here? Was this a good idea?
Zhonghai try to get fancy right there. Gets picked off immediately, though. Park Jong already dead as well. They do get solo coming out of B main. Big rotation around. Going through the mid. On the catwalk. NUTURN pushing towards A. No one is in A now, like actually no one.
Yeah, well, it's a cool catwalk push. They've come up here. Now Allow is in position here. They just need to get the Omen over here to actually get that spike plant. It's 7-3 right now. This is a very important round to win here. And Lakia is hanging back in a very cool spot, getting the shot there on Sound, taking him out. Just Zeus and Wix once again here is going to try to come in. They've got the lockdown set up. This is going to force them into Wine or somewhere else.
Lakia coming through right now.
Oh, great.
Gonna
Takes
gun
that
that
out.
down,
Yeah.
very importantly.
And this is going to be the last round in the first half here. I'm worried we may end with the identical results we had on Bind, where it was 9-3.
Yeah, that's a little bit brutal. Starting attack both times as well.
It's a great playback here. I especially like when they've got players like Lakia hanging out in mid. You know, some of these rotations over to like the spike site A, they're kind of, I mean, Apex people is kind of doing it blindly. They're running with their knives out. They're not appreciating that there's been a lot of moments where they're shot in the back.
That's true.
And you know, they don't have to do that every time. NUTURN here. They can do it enough times that they're going to slow down the progress and eat more time on the clock with the spike that way too. All right, Allow once again, a great kill there, taking Wix out. B site seems to be open as long as they can deal with this killjoy. Zeus with 2 kills in a row, defending B site pretty well so far, is then taken out.
And it's 3 against 3 right now. Oh, Solo takes down another. Only Zhonghai and Park Jong left. They're going to be coming in. 1 through the back, 1 through mid-market. Right, down it goes.
Tough position for 2 players to push into 3, especially with the Killjoy having the defenses necessary. We've got the Sova with the Hunter's Fury, going to burn through that. Solo here on the flank getting the kill. Just Zhonghai trying to come through. I don't know that it can happen. 1 kill so far.
Zhonghai getting in there, but gets headshotted there by Lakia coming out of the boathouse. And NUTURN, you're right, the identical score. 9-3 on the attacking side of Ascent.
Right. And we're going to switch sides now. NUTURN will be defending the spike site A and B. Apex people trying to plant that spike or get the team kill. But, I mean, NUTURN just seems to be better at their fundamentals.
Yes,
I do like the way that after they get the spike plant, they control the area, especially planting, you know, players somewhere in mid or spawn
Yeah,
to
we've
try to
seen
get
that
these
several
connections.
times. Like they are leaving people out sometimes to catch rotations. We saw that several times here in the mid. We saw that on Bind as well. Remember that one time they left Suggest, and he got 2 kills as they came through towards B window, and it's like, oh, there you go. You didn't expect him there, did you?
I think the best round from Apex people in the first half was really the one where they really held back. They ran the clock out. The spike was never planted. They really forced NUTURN to spend their utility, but that's a good strategy to use in a rotation of different rounds. and it worked, but it only got them 1 win.
Yeah.
You know, the rest of the rounds, I think, overall were better executed by NUTURN. And, again, it's the difficulty of mastering the entire series of rounds and not just having one cool strategy or trick that you pull off. And,
Yeah.
you know, Apex people, how good are they going to be at infiltrating on this map? I worry.
I worry as well. I worry that it's going to be similar to the last time. Maybe another 13-5.
Let's see if they go for A or B this time around. We've had a lot of... Oh, looks like we might have a small delay here. I like these different views we're getting of the map.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see it like that. Like, this is some sort of strange floating city.
That was once a simple town in Spain.
But now it floats above
But now
Spain.
it floats, and it's in a cloud area.
Mm-hmm.
There's some audio issue that we're having with one of the teams. That's going to be probably fixed pretty quickly here.
Mm-hmm. Like how there's birds flying underneath the city.
Yeah.
Like nothing's wrong. The bird's like, yeah, no, I always fly underground. I'm like, are you a bat or are you a bird?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I do like the aesthetic, though,
No, it's
of
super
this
cool.
game. And
Actually, yeah, if I could just be a complete Riot shill for just a moment.
please.
I really actually do like overall the graphics of this game. Like, there's something about the feel of it where it's like it runs really well. It's the type of graphics that I like. It's like not too shiny. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, it's like this doesn't need to run on like a $6,000 computer that's got rainbow lights shooting out of it.
And as a boomer, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, it's good. Well, you know, more people in more parts of the world can play on this because it does run smoothly. And, you know, that's how you're really going to get more competition globally as well. We're in the round, and we're watching a dive over here onto the B side, and Artosis can't stop wooing. He's a woo boy right now.
I am a woo boy. Suggest.
Look at this woo caster over here. He's like, woo, 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 woo.
Look, there's play-by-play, there's analysts, and there's the woo boys.
Yeah. We've got electrodes hooked up to Artosis' nipples, and whenever Apex people are killed, he's just getting shocked. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Now we go to game 2. I feel like occasionally we have sound, and then it's like,
Yeah, some of the camera switches and stuff, I think are...
yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what's going on. It's like we're jumping around so much.
So we've got actually a push through mid. We've seen this before when you're down on the attacker side. I think we actually saw this with Apex people, by the way, in the past year. But this time it's NUTURN, and they're going to do it when they're ahead, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. Well, Suggest gets one from behind, but they are going to go directly into B, and nothing's really there. There's like an alarm bot in there, and now Solo's being closed out. Ooh, put some damage down. Not bad. Suggest coming around right now. That's a bulldog. Best gun on his team.
He's like, now we've trapped you in B, and they come in and kill them.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we saw.
Good, they've come into B. That was the plan. They're like, oh, no.
Should we let them plant the spike? Yes.
Yes.
Because then we know where they are.
They tricked them like building fences around a cow. I mean, that's what that was.
Building fences around a cow.
They got into B. They're like, oh, my God, there's no way to get out of this site now. They just came in and murdered them.
Yeah, it's a killing zone.
Okay, so it's 11-3. 2 more wins and NUTURN. What?
You know, I was just thinking, like, imagine if you could use more than one of the same age on a team, like 5 brimstones, you just nuke the whole part of the map. It's like, no, you literally can't get out of here in time. Everyone dies.
So funny. It's just 5 jets with cloudburst and updraft.
Yeah,
Like,
they just fly across the stage and kill everybody.
the next round here, this could be one that Apex people could take. They're coming into A. They haven't got the spike plan yet. Lakia over here in heaven takes out one player, sends the Al drone out. I think right now this Killjoy is going to think twice about coming in.
2 against 2.
남았습니다.
Well, there you have it. Solo and Lakia clean it up.
Faster than our graphics can keep up.
12-3, man. Match point already.
Yep. Apex people, this isn't fun anymore. They're like, okay, well, let's try to win this next round. Let's do our best. Strategy, not many have worked.
No.
And this
been
is,
rough.
you know, we're really getting to separate best of the best here. I mean, Apex people look strong. It was exciting to see them get here, but they're not going to be in this tournament for much longer, it looks like. It looks like NUTURN is...
No, they're not advancing today, guys. It's
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Artosis used his time travel machine to just ruin
Look,
this.
I already hit F6 here.
Yeah. Okay, the first kill here is just going to be a round they can actually take.
Well, they've already lost 2 against 5, so I don't think so.
Yeah, we're seeing
these
these Apex people drop like flies. Apex dead people, I believe, is the proper term. And that's going to be it. Apex people, now Apex corpses.
NUTURN crushes through 13-3, huh?
That was quick.
Yeah, that was super one-sided. Like 5 rounds and then 3 rounds. That's very, very low. And NUTURN showing that strength. This is why we've been talking about how it's, as far as NUTURN goes, it's really unlucky. They just keep hitting Vision Strikers. But you see them against some of these other teams that are really strong. Like Apex people, they're a good team. They had a good round against TNL, who was in the winner match. But then you look at this and it's like, oh God, like NUTURN. Is TNL going to have a chance against NUTURN? Honestly, I don't think so.
I don't think so. Well, this is an exciting moment because I've been saying a lot, it's hard to tell who's really the second best. We're starting to get closer to finding that out here. Apex people just shredding, or getting shredded, excuse me, by NUTURN here. NUTURN, they look relaxed. I mean, this is just another fun day of Valorant for them, really. Apex people, I think it's great they got this far. There's no shame in being the first team eliminated in Korea Masters here for Valorant. And I think they've got a great future ahead of them. They're going to have to go back to the lab, tinker around with their agent setups, their strategies, and their aim overall. And hopefully we'll see more of them. But NUTURN, I think the sky's the limit for them.
Absolutely. They are killers, that's for sure. See, they kind of dominated on everything there. Objective wins, what are those, they ask?
Who knows? I wanted one more stat below this. It's like moral victories. I'm like, okay, great. Like moral victories,
I would love to grade that, Tasteless.
Yeah.
I love trying to
I want one more
put my
below
morals
that.
upon a game and decide what is right and what is wrong.
It says objectionable moves. It's like, okay, so what are we actually grading here?
Yeah.
Lakia, an absolute killer here. And I think, Zeus here for Apex people, I agree with the pick. I mean, I think he did play the best.
Okay, yeah, I could see that. Zeus,
For Apex people.
I agree that Zeus overall was best. But honestly, looking at NUTURN, I understand Lakia, I guess, technically had the best stats, but I felt like Suggest dominated map 1, Solo dominated map 2. Felt like those were the two.
That's fair.
Those were the 2 killers for those 2 maps.
Lakia, great play in the middle. We saw several times. Excellent usage of the shock darts.
Yeah.
They're shock darts, but they really are arrows, right? They come out of a bow.
Well, they're bolts. They're.
Oh, did I start calling them darts?
Yeah.
This is what we did in
Darts
StarCraft.
are what you throw at a
We just start
dartboard.
changing the name of something over time. Eventually, we meet the developers. Are like, yeah, we never called it that. I'm, like, I'm sorry.
But yeah, well, the thing is, bolts go on a crossbow, though, right? These are arrows, so it should be.
I guess a bolt
shock
goes
arrow.
on to the end of a crossbow, right?
Yeah, but it's a
Right?
bow and arrow that he has, right? And so you use arrows, not bolts. Bolts are for, like, I can shoot a bolt. An arrow, though? No, I've, like, hurt my arm.
Look at this
like,
humble
I can't
brag
pull it
over here.
back.
He's like, I could shoot a bolt. He's doing it with his hands.
Yeah.
Everybody at home's like,
Look,
I think
guys.
he knows what he's talking about. We're gonna
I'm
go.
a weapons expert,
Yeah,
Tasteless.
no, you should see the walls in Artosis' home. It's just lined with different kinds of weapons. You can't stop talking about
Mostly
it.
swords with dragon hilts.
Mostly
honestly.
that, yeah. Mostly medieval weapons, although he does take the train to work with a katana. So we're waiting for this interview to start. We have Ending Life over here in our studio room right now. We're waiting to see. I assume it's going to be Lakia.
It looks like that's what they're going to go with, is Lakia. I want to hear interviews from everybody, because you should rotate.
Because you're a
through.
nice guy. Because
Yeah,
you're
'cause
just
I'm a
like,
nice
let's
guy.
interview everybody over here.
You can't always interview like one guy, just the Jet player, right? You gotta spread it around. The Silva, how many Silvas have been interviewed?
You know who's not interviewed
None.
very often is a Cypher.
Yeah, Cypher.
Cypher's like, so what was it like being
Cypher
at B
doesn't even
when
have
A
a
was
mouth,
attacked?
does he?
I don't know. He is from Morocco.
Do Moroccans have mouths?
I believe they do.
Yeah, I believe that.
I believe they do. He is.
Are we sure he's not a robot though?
Well, he's got robot hands, right?
Yeah, and he's got like a mask that shows nothing.
Could be a robot mask.
Literally, he could be a robot.
But there could be some of these agents that are actually robots with human masks. Creepy.
That would be creepy, wouldn't it?
Suggest.
Oh, suggest gets okay. That makes
right.
that makes a little bit more sense to me.
Or as we call him, imply. Demand.
He was demand on map
Yeah,
one. He was
demand,
imply on map two.
Yeah, he stopped suggesting a while ago and got right to the point.
But you can see his ACS for map one was 340, so he was
That's
dominating
crazy.
on blind for sure. On bind, rather, not blind.
Blind.
Well, when he plays breach, it's called blind. Imagine 5 breaches on a team taste. So you just blind the opposing team for 1 minute and 30 seconds and plant the spike. No one knows where it is.
You think that's the best 5-agent combo, but really it's nothing but ciphers. That's the most fun, okay?
It's just cameras.
It's just tripwires and cameras everywhere and everybody just staring at their phone.
We call our team police state.
So we, of course, have the players actually in the studio this time, unlike in Challengers, so we can do this interview right here, right now. Go ahead, Ending Life.
All right, guys, thanks. I am Ending Life. I'll be translating the interview for you guys. Unfortunately, it's not Lakia. It is Suggest here for the interview. He played very well on map number 1, as you guys saw the ACS, as well as map number 2. He's been swapping off from Raze and the Breach, playing fairly well on both of the agents. So we'll see how he feels about this win and get this interview underway. All right. Let's meet Suggest. Hello, Suggest.
네, 안녕하세요. 왜 제가 쌤이라고 자꾸 말을 하고 싶은지는 모르겠는데 네, 쌤보다 훨씬 더 젊고
The interviewer wants to call him Sam. I think that reference is from Sam Hamilton, one of the Korean, one of the foreign person living in Korea and, you know, coming out on, you know, TVs, in the Korean TVs, but
also known as Imply.
Yeah, also no, strongly Suggest. But anyways, you guys had an easy win on both of the maps. So, you know, how do you feel? I do feel very good, and, you know, obviously win is a win. Win always makes the whole team feel good. And you're actually 20 this year. So, you know, you may not have experience on this LAN offline stage. How do you feel about that? Were you nervous? So for me personally, I think better than playing online. I like playing offline better. You know, having my teammates next to me, having interactions with the production team, having interactions with the casters and my teammates right next to me and the coach. So I think it's, you know, I feel better playing offline. So, you know, you guys were playing, you know, dual entries, and then in the second map you guys got rid of that and you played the Breach. So, you know, what was the reason why you guys switched depending on the maps? Okay, so, you know, depending on the size of the map and, you know, where we want to kind of focus our strength on, like, you know, we may sometimes play dual or even triple entry fraggers, whereas some maps will just keep with one entry fragger like a Jet for allow, and then everybody else will be playing Cypher or Killjoy and plus myself as a Breach. So, you know, it all depends on the map and where we want to kind of focus our strengths. So during this VCT tournament, throughout the 3 weeks of Challengers and in Masters so far, you guys have never played TNL yet. How do you think the outcome will be tomorrow? And I think it's going to be an easy win versus TNL tomorrow, so I hope you guys look out for that. Last words to your fans? Like I just said, our matches, we'll sweep it, we'll go to that grand finals for you guys, so always support us, and always I am very thankful for the support that you give to us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ending Life. Cool, man. NUTURN. They're deadly.
Yeah, no, they're killers.
I think they're a real exciting team to root for. Yeah, I mean, based off who they've played so far, it's like either they barely lose or they're crushing. So, you know, this is a great team to kind of speculate about and see, you know, how far can they actually go.
You know, honestly, I feel like it's to the finals, but we'll see about that. They still have another match before they get out. They win against APX people tonight, who are eliminated. Our
Dead
next
people.
match, APE Prince against F4Q.
Or maybe like APE court gesture. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're not royalty.
Oh, okay. Well,
Duke of the least important land that the king owns. I gotta go.
What is higher, an ape prince or apex people?
Well, that depends on which kingdom you're in.
Yeah? Oh, yeah.
If you're in the land of the apes, let me tell you something, you're in trouble town. Being you're like, well, we're apex people. It's like, go back to where you're from. We've got plenty more tournament to go here, and we're not done tonight, guys. Don't go away. But yeah, up next, APE Prince and F4Q. I don't know who's going to take this. What do you think? I actually was leaning towards F4Q. I think you were on the other side of that,
Prince,
though, right?
I think is going to take
okay.
it. Yeah. I mean, I like the streamer team, but I think APE Prince is actually a pretty darn good team overall. Like, I think they're like Apex people a lot, honestly, where they're like the 6th or 7th best team in my opinion here.
Yeah.
And I think F4Q is just like, they're good, but they're streamers, they're memers.
They're dreamers.
They're definitely dreamers here. We'll see if they can make it through.
We've got a short break. When we come back, our next best of 3. Don't go away. We've got a lot more Valorant tonight. You don't want to miss it.
Let me show